Hello, everybody, and welcome back for the Starting Five podcast. This will be episode number 2. I am your moderator, Buckets, and we will go around to my left, back again, Vontae.
Holla at your guala.
Back to reality, Viking.
Back to reality.
Back to the future, Scootsy.
Yep.
Back to back, Jay.
Big backs. Let's go.
What?
Okay.
Big backs.
That's awful. Okay. All right. Anyway, that was terrible.
Big
I'm never
backs,
going to
baby.
bring that up again.
That was gross.
This week, we're going to lead it off with a fantastic rant, we hope, from our Viking, who, of course, always gets angry at any and everything for no reason whatsoever, as far as we can tell. But this week, we know he has something else he wants to talk about and yell about. And so, without much further ado, I think we're going to go ahead and all just shut up, sit back, relax, and let him just yell at you guys through the microphone.
Oh yeah, you get to relax. This is stressful. I'm gonna get gray hairs. But anyways,
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
you're gonna be.
Touch of gray, bruh.
Screw that. No. Okay. So, when you're with some friends, it might be like a group of you, and there's a couple girls, a few guys, whatever, and you're trying to find some place to eat, maybe. Like, maybe you're leaving church, or maybe you're going out, you all met up and you're going out, and like, yeah, let's get some food. And everybody wants to be kind of the go with the flow, good with anything, like, I'm good with wherever we eat. Even though they may have at least a set list of like 4 or 5 places that they for sure don't want to eat, but they maybe don't have one that they pinpointed they do. And one thing that gets me is when I usually was a driver, like in high school and stuff, when we drive around, I usually was a driver. And so we'd be driving, like, hey guys, where do we want to eat? Look to the first person in the passenger seat. Oh, I don't care. Okay, that's fine. That's one person. Somebody will have something. Go to the people in the back. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Well, dang it. What the... Okay, nobody cares. We might as well not eat. This is what I don't understand. And then I'll be like, all right. That's still not a big deal. Not a big deal. I'm not going to get too worked up. I'm gonna keep my composure, so that's fine. All right. Oh, look, there's McDonald's. Let's go McDonald's. I don't want McDonald's. Okay, let's try maybe like Subway. No, Subway doesn't sound good. Like, what do you want then? I don't know. I just don't care. Are you sure about that? Because I'm pretty sure you freaking care. If you say I don't care, then I suggest a place, and you're like, no, I don't want that. And come on now, you obviously have a set thought process on, I want to eat here, or maybe I don't want this type of food and I do want this type of food, and so I ask, and you're like, I don't care. What's the point of asking? Why do I even go out? I might as well just stay at home and make some freaking frozen pizzas or something, eat some bagel bites, I don't know, before I go out, if we're not even going to be able to choose.
Bagel bites are good.
I just, the indecisiveness of people, and like, they want to be this type of person, but they're not. It's just like, speak your mind, please. Goodness, I don't understand what is wrong with people. I don't care. I call it the I don't care game. And you're in the car with me and we're driving around and I'm worried it's going to happen, I start off by saying, where are we going to eat? Nobody can play the I don't care game because I'm not dealing with that BS. Because I'll suggest something, one person won't like it. I'll suggest something else, another person won't like it. We can't ever come to a decision. We drive around for 20 minutes. I've wasted half a tank of gas. You guys aren't going to pay me back. And not you guys. Not you guys. They ain't going to pay me back.
That's real, though.
And now I'm hungry and grumpy. Yeah, Vontae knows what I'm talking about. People just be sitting there indecisive and I'm like, okay, you don't like that? Well, maybe you can tell me what you are feeling. And they're like, nah, I don't really know. Like, I don't know if people just don't want to put any effort. They're scared they're going to step on my toes. But that's one thing that gets me about today is people are they're just so indecisive and flaky. I just don't understand why people got to be this way. It's like, okay, it's like, I don't know. They have so many options and they're scared to make a decision because, what if that person doesn't want something? Or like, I don't know. I want this, but I'm scared to say something because I'm worried that they might judge me for wanting some sort of food that I like, even though it's food that I like, not they like, so it shouldn't affect their life at all, so why should they care if I like a certain food? I just want to throw out suggestions because communication is key in any type of relationship. I don't care if you're married or just
relationships.
Man, it is relationships.
It has to be about a woman.
Okay, I'm be straight up honest, Vontae. This happens more often in my experience with females. Because normally when I'm with guys, it does happen with guys. I have plenty of guy friends, but I'm saying more often than not. I'm not saying
Pizza on deck.
oh yeah, I'm not saying it's but from my experience and observations, which are tangible, it's happened to me more often with women, and they just sit there and play I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, and I'm like, well, if you don't, and then I say something and they're like, oh, I do care. You make up your mind. You care and then you don't care. I just can't decide. I'm so confused. Just tell me what you want in this world, and we can go get some food.
I definitely want to hear like other people's like opinion on that, because I definitely feel like that's towards women. Like that's my experience, because I've always had that experience with women. Like you can ask someone like, "What do you want to eat?" They're like, "I don't care," and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, let's go eat Burger King." No, I don't want to eat Burger King. What, you just said you didn't care. What the fuck is that? Like I've done that so many times, and I got go-tos. Burger King, Taco Bell, Sonic, you know what I'm saying? And you don't care? Burger King. Oh, you don't like Burger King? Sonic.
Hey, you know what I tell you what I do, Monte? When people tell me, if I go through the car, everybody says I don't care, and then I name a place, and somebody says, no, I don't want that. I said, no, you said you didn't care. We're going there. Too late. I'm done.
This is an example of a couple fed up men. All I'm hearing is some men who have had issues with women and their indecisiveness, and y'all releasing it right now. This is great. This is great.
The thing that I have found actually is somewhat effective. After you get an I don't care, tell them to name somewhere they don't want to go.
I've done that, and they
and
said,
then
I don't
eventually
know.
you weed it out to where there's about 2-3 places left, and then you just pick, and everyone has to live with
That's
it.
too
because-
complicated. I just please give me like 2-3 places off the bat. I don't want to play this mosey around the bush for you. You're a grown human being. You can make your own conscious decisions. You can't sit there and think for 5 seconds.
Sounds like
Everybody loves pizza.
Everybody loves
I choose pizza.
There's a couple
Just
people.
order pizza. Everybody just order pizza.
That's usually a good call.
All right. Well, now that we've let you get everything and then some off your chest and yell and just making sure that we'll never have a female viewer ever.
Pretty much.
I mean,
Never ever.
We love ladies, by the way.
anyway, we're going to move on to...
Oh, that might make our chances worse.
We're going to start talking
You didn't make
about
mine, pizza.
March Madness. Everybody fills out a bracket. It doesn't matter if you like sports, don't like sports, follow college basketball or not. Almost everybody makes a bracket. We have all here at least picked who we think is going to be in the Final Four. So, we're going to go around the room and just kind of name who we think is going to be in our Final Four. And if you have some crazy team, maybe I'm going to ask you why. But if it's a sensical team, then we're not going to hover on it too much. Just kind of lightly tap on everything, real quick. So everyone knows that in the end, when we're all just stunningly correct, you can be shocked and amazed at how good we really are. You know what I'm saying? So, Vontae, what you got?
I chose, my Final Four was Kentucky, OU, Gonzaga, and UNC. I don't know why I chose those. I know why I chose Kentucky, obviously, because they're perfect. But OU, I just feel like they're going to win those games. And I like Gonzaga and UNC. I don't really see those teams losing to too many people in those brackets.
All right. What about you, Viking?
As unfortunate as it is, because I like to change things up, I can't deny that Kentucky's they're gonna be there. Kentucky's gonna be there. Personally, I've always been a Villanova fan, so let's go for Nova as my second team. Gets weird down over in this other half of the bracket, because I have these last two. I have my realistic picks, which I'm looking at like facts of who's probably going to be there, and then my hopes and dreams picks, which is a couple teams that I just hope make it through. One, Georgia State, because Kevin Ware. And for those of you who don't know, 2 years ago, he did jump, fell down, and his leg just snapped. His lower leg snapped, broke the skin. He's played at Louisville. And then he spent a year in recovery, and now he plays for Georgia State, and they're in the tournament. But realistically, from that side, I see probably Arizona coming out, and so they'll be my other guy. And then my final one was going to be Stephen F. Austin until they lost, because they have a player who looks exactly like me, and he was my spirit animal. So I was like Stephen F. Austin all the way. But
What was his name?
his name is Jacob Parker, number 34 for Stephen F. Austin. But
It really does look like him.
It's almost uncanny.
my realistic pick for that side of things is Duke. So real Final Four: Duke, Kentucky, Nova, and then Arizona.
All right, Scooty.
Mine had Kentucky, Platoon A, Platoon B. Enough said. I picked Louisville, Duke, and Arizona.
All right, Jay.
Wow, that's random. I also have Kentucky versus Arizona and Duke and Louisville.
You have the exact same.
Yeah, we literally have the exact same.
You guys are the most boring.
They didn't
I don't-
share them. They're
I
not
understand.
The number one and number
Georgia
two, though.
State.
So anyway, mine are Kentucky. I think everybody has Kentucky. They just seem wildly better than everyone else.
Squad.
I have Arizona. I have Duke,
Duke.
and then I have OU. OU just because I can't not pick OU. I'm a big OU fan. And so if there's a hope or a dream, if they're at an 11 seed, I might put them through 2 games. Just because I like them that much.
There's a difference though between being
Dip.
Okay, never mind.
What's the point? I mean, I can.
I'm
I'm
a
not
fan
gonna.
of OU
I'm not.
as
Gonna,
well.
yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and argue and tell you that they're the best team ever. But in a bracket where it literally matters 0, yeah, I think they can beat people wildly better than them. Just for that bracket.
Who is really wildly better than OU though in that bracket?
Everyone
Oh, in
my
the
Final
bracket.
Four. Oh,
No,
that
I mean,
in their-
I'm saying
in their side of
their
the
bracket
bracket.
because they only have like it's like
They're in
Virginia
the
over
Villanova.
there.
Is it in the Villanova?
You got
one?
Virginia, Villanova. You got NC State and LSU.
Yeah,
You got Louisville,
Yeah,
and then you got
Honestly,
Michigan State and Georgia.
The only surefires for that is Villanova and like Virginia. I see them losing to those teams for sure. I think they can pull an upset. I think they can pull an upset.
I think
For real.
LSU.
Out of
I think
Louisville.
LSU would work OU. Just saying.
I
I
mean,
think
I don't-
LSU just lost tonight.
They lost against
They
NC
just
State.
lost tonight.
Yeah, so,
Yeah,
so
that's-
that's
yeah,
out.
I still think they would work them.
But it doesn't matter now. There's a reason they call it survive in advance, and they didn't, so OU doesn't have to deal with that.
Man, those
Provided
damn,
that they even
what was
win
it,
their
4?
opening game, because there's already been 2 14 seeds beating 3 seeds.
Georgia State is one of them. Kevin Ware.
That's fucking ridiculous.
He's a
It
hero.
is-
So, unless anybody else has anything else to say about their Final Four picks, just to re-solidify that soon one of us is going to be the closest to correct, and we're all going to be miserably wrong, because that's how it always works.
Kevin
my
Ware's about
billion.
to AI drag Georgia State to the finals.
Oh gosh.
You're
I need
welcome.
my
Wow.
$1 billion from Warren Buffett.
Billion?
When I get this,
Billion.
Yeah,
I need
they're
my
actually
$1
not
billion.
doing that
Oh,
this
they're not
year.
doing it this year?
No.
Oh, well, shit.
You got scared.
No, they got in legal trouble last year. I don't know all the ins and outs, but there was actually quite a few legal troubles between Quicken Loans, Yahoo, and Warren Buffett's company. I'm not sure what all happened, but
Still
yeah, that's
staying
why they're not
filthy
doing
rich.
it this year. Not because they think that I'm just going to go ahead and
Yeah,
know,
won't have the
solidify
money to
my
pay for it.
$1 billion perfect bracket.
He gonna get it right one of these times.
Anyway, since we really don't have a whole lot else to talk about, we're not going to sit here and break down each and every game. That would be boring and really unnecessary, because no one knows how any of these college kids are going to play against one another. We're going to move on to the people who actually get paid to play the game of basketball. We're talking about NBA playoffs. Who we think is the best of the Western Conference. Who do we think is going to make it out of that stacked Western Conference to the NBA Finals? Bonte, who you got?
I chose the Thunder, man.
Even though they're in the 8th seed right now?
Yep.
Just barely sneaking in?
If they can get past that first series,
Mhm.
I think they got a great chance to make it. They got to make it to the playoffs. Then they got to get past the 1 seed, which is who is it? Memphis right now.
No, right?
No,
it
it's
is
still
Golden
Golden
State.
State.
It's still Golden State.
Yeah, Golden State.
Yeah, if they get Kevin Durant back, and if somehow Serge come back, yeah, I definitely see them beating Golden
you're
State.
thinking-
But I don't know what Serge's condition is right now.
4 to 6
and-
weeks is recovery time.
Yeah, and by then it'll be over if it takes that long.
It'll be a bad playoff time.
Yeah.
No,
So-
he's missing the rest of the regular season.
Yeah. Viking, who you got? Who you thinking?
So I am, yeah, this is heavily based on a bias, but I'm gonna have to go with the Thunder because we get Surge back right as we make playoffs, which they will. We get Surge back right as we hit the playoffs. We get KD back. We are a nasty team, and we're gonna make it to the finals.
So far we have 2 for the Thunder. Scootsy, what you got?
Golden State Steph pull-up game on fleek.
You think the Golden State's going to finally go ahead and not only win a couple playoff series, you think it make it all the way to the finals?
I think they have a good chance to make it all the way to the finals.
Yeah.
I think out of all of it, they have a good chance. I mean, the West is crazy, but I mean, Golden State's crazy. So.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Jay?
The West is so ridiculously open this year. Logically speaking, like the Golden State best record in the West, they're playing ridiculous basketball. Those two, Steph and Clay. But if the Thunder can get healthy and they play a healthy Thunder team, that's the nastiest 8 seed of all time.
Oh yeah.
And that is a ridiculous team. If you think about what Oklahoma City Thunder have on their team right now, with a healthy Kevin Durant and a healthy Russell Westbrook, in my personal opinion, this is the best Thunder team since Oklahoma City's had a team. If you think about the post presence that they have now with the Enes Kanter and Steven Adams, with Serge Ibaka just to throw right on top of that. You think about the finally having a solidified backup point guard when it comes to DJ Augustin being able to come in and run the offense. Then you have defense coming from Andre Roberson and Russell Westbrook playing out of his mind. And you have the reigning MVP Kevin Durant. If he's healthy, you think about just that team. That's not even going into the bench. Because you got lottery players like Jeremy Lamb and Perry Jones that don't even play on this team.
Yeah.
So this team is ridiculously scary. So if they can get healthy, do not be surprised if they come out of the West. But me personally, I took the logical pick and I took the dream pick with the Thunder being completely healthy. But who I would love to see come out of the West this year is I would love to see Memphis. I would love to see Memphis and take that next step. I would love to see Memphis from a team perspective because they're just hard nosed, grinded out basketball teams, and they will give anybody in the West right now problems. Playoff time comes, they don't have that big name like that scorer. So when they get into close games, it's really scary to see them too in the close game situations when it comes to playoff time. Because who's gonna get you a bucket? Like, I need a bucket right now. Who do I get a ball to?
Yep.
You can't just keep throwing it to Zebo and Mark every time. You might need a 3. What if you're down?
Yeah.
That's the Memphis is who I'd like to see come out.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty well completely on board with you. Memphis is who they play playoff basketball all season long. They play inside out, tough defense, bully you around, and that's playoff basketball, but they do it all season long. They're the ones who are going to be ready for that slower paced half court offense, shove you around, Marcus Gasol and Zebo, and they have Tony Allen who plays incredible defense on whoever your best player is. They have, what's the point guard? Mike Conley. He's very underrated. I mean, he's a really good point guard. And now
they paid him. Though.
Yeah, they have Green, who actually gives them buckets now that he's not a Celtic anymore. And they're a team that, with everybody else talking about the Thunder and Golden State, if that's the 1-8 seed, that's going to be a dogfight. Mm-hmm. Whoever comes out of that is going to be hurt. And then you have the Clippers. No one even mentioned the Spurs, who are the defending champions, and they're getting healthy. Yeah, everyone just they're playing good,
but they're gonna run into Memphis,
and that's not gonna be an easy series though. It's not like they're gonna just 4-0 them.
But if Memphis can get over that San Antonio initial hump, which is not an easy hump to get over, don't think I'm dismissing San Antonio by any means. But if they can get over that initial San Antonio hump. A healthy San Antonio helps saying they all get healthy and they all get back on pace for Popovich's offense. If they can all get back on track, if Memphis can get over them, it's going to be very hard for any team. I don't care if it is Golden State. I don't care if it is Oklahoma City, Dallas, Houston. I don't care who it is, Portland. Any of those teams are going to have a ridiculous time trying to knock off Memphis.
A confident Memphis team.
But very confident Memphis team, especially this year.
That's where it gets scary.
Do you think they're going to have... that series is going to be a dogfight too, because someone's always gotten hurt in that series. It seems like when the Spurs play the Grizzlies, someone has always got like a big name on one of those teams. Has always gotten hurt.
It's always a nasty.
Yeah,
nasty
it's not like they play
series.
the same. They play almost the same type of basketball.
Popovich is more about everybody getting a touch.
Yeah, he's a little more fluid, I would
Yeah.
say, than Memphis is.
Memphis
just
is literally
pound
Mike
it,
Conley
pound it.
telling people where to go, throw it down low, someone get open, then offensive rebounds come aplenty down.
But the real thing is that all of these Western Conference opening playoff series are going to be close, could potentially be anyway, really close, really hard fought series.
Right.
I mean, you could see all of these going 5, 6, 7 games.
Yeah, at least 5.
We still ain't talked about the Rockets.
And
Still
the Rockets,
ain't talked about
James
the
Harden is
Trailblazers.
gonna just drop 50.
we still haven't talked about the Clippers, who are, when healthy, another very good team.
If there's a team in the West right now that I'm least scared of, it would have to be Dallas.
You think Dallas
I would
over?
think Dallas is the team. If I'm in the playoffs, that's the team I'm least scared of playing. The only reason they're I fear them the least is because they have the least amount of like cohesive ability.
Yeah.
Like this team hadn't been together long. They added pieces like Rondo and Amari Stoudemire during the middle of the year.
It looks really good on paper.
It looks great on paper.
They don't play well
Like if you're playing
together.
a video game, Dallas
Yeah.
is a team you want to pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't play well together though in reality, and I don't know why. Because I always told people, like in my mind, Rondo has never left like the top 5, and I'm like, I don't see how he hasn't transferred that.
Rondo is also one of the top 5 assholes in the league. Too.
Well, I mean, maybe that got something to do with it.
No,
but
he never gets along with his coaches. Every time, him and his coaches just can't see eye to eye for some reason.
Then another question is, seeing as how we're talking about all of these series being just absolute long series,
Right.
taking a long time and a lot out of all these players, I want to know if everybody thinks that a team from the West, after been through all these long series, can actually beat one of those top 1, 2, 3 teams from the East. Because while I think everyone would say that the Western Conference is a lot better than the Eastern Conference.
Yes, no doubt about
I
it.
mean, I don't think that's much of a,
No.
it's not a debate. But there are 2, maybe 3 teams at the top of the Eastern Conference who can give anyone problems on any given night.
Right.
Who you could see potentially coming out of the East.
Right.
They're going to have a much easier path, for the most part, than any team out of the West, no matter who it is. So do you think that the team from the West will have enough left in the tank to be able to beat a team from the East? Monte?
It depends on what team you're talking about.
So what do you mean?
Younger team might have the legs for it because they're younger. I mean, also I think that if it ends up being some team like the Spurs, if they end up making it to the finals because how Pop manages his players, they might have it too. And then here comes Cleveland, and it's like they're fresh. I mean, they might. I think honestly, Cleveland's probably gonna play like a 6-game series. That's it. And then here comes them all fresh and like healthy and crap, and they got to run against one of these teams who've been like in 3 wars, and it's gonna be stupid. It's not gonna be fair.
All right. What about you, Viking? What you think?
It's hard to say because I want to just be like, yeah, because the difficulty of schedule as far as like regular season goes with Western Conference teams playing Western Conference teams and Eastern Conference teams, so it's more, I'm going off the aspect of what people are used to playing and the level of play. But I mean, if you've gone through 2-3 just hard-nosed series and people are going to be worn down and tired. And the other teams, though, that's the thing, though, when it comes playoff time, everybody kicks it on. Even though the East is squishy compared to the West, they still, you see, Washington and Toronto and teams last season giving these big teams that we thought were just going to blow through, which they did sometimes, giving them runs for their money in, at least 2-3 games or whatever. But I think whoever comes out of the West will be, because of how tight knit the race is, that they were able to grind through all of these other West teams to get to this point. Yeah, they may be tired and worn down, but I think back to the Spurs last year. I mean, they're old as crap, and they went through the grindhouse that is the Western Conference, and they saw a loaded Miami team, but they remembered last year, and Pop said, "Nah, we ain't having it. We made it this far. We've waited a whole year for this and swept them in 5 games, gentleman's sweep." But so I think whoever, if you're able to come out of the grindhouse that is the West. You're not going to just be like, oh, no, we're so tired. We've come all this way. We're going to quit. It's going to be willpower. It's going to be tough, but I think they'll be able to do it.
All right, Scootsy, what you think?
I agree with Vontae. I think that how the West is right now, it's going to be crazy. And, like, I'm a Bulls fan, but Lord knows if Derrick Rose comes back during the playoffs or if Jimmy Butler, they say he's coming back during the playoffs. I mean, we ain't gonna make it to the finals. I'm just realistic here. So, as what it is, Cleveland's gonna, I think, destroy most teams going out there. May have a 6-game series once. That's it, and they're probably gonna get to the finals because, like the LeBron effect, they're just there to win it.
Yeah.
And I think any team that comes out after, like Von says, those wars that they're going to come out, it's going to be that they're taxed. They're going to want to win, but their bodies just can't do it. At the end of the day, like, willpower, wins it all, but when your body shuts down, you shut down. So you're going to start missing shots that you don't normally miss in the beginning of a series, and it's a 7-game stretch, so you've been playing 7 games, 3 games in a row. It's not going to be good. It never is good. Yeah. And teams that start off low seed, they never end up playing the best at the end. Like, AC's never made it down there. So,
all right.
I didn't have this in front of me when I said my statement, but I just want to let you know, I just looked up NBA champions since 2000. So the past 14 years, 10 of the last 14 NBA champions have been Western Conference.
I don't know if that's completely fair, though.
I mean, I don't.
It's been Shaq Lakers, Kobe Lakers, and Spurs.
I'm just saying.
And then every once, 06, Miami, and then I'm saying like the years.
04 Detroit, Miami.
That's not the point. I'm just saying 10 of the last 14.
Has any Western team won it besides the Spurs
or the Lakers?
Spurs, Lakers,
Dallas.
But no, the rest are literally Spurs and Lakers.
Wow. Yeah, that is crazy. All right, Jay, sorry to go ahead.
It's all good. I think now the idea of having a younger team and fresh legs looks good. Sounds good. But at the end of the day, I want a team with experience. Like, I want a team with playoff experience. I want a battle-tested team. Something like, so if the Spurs make it to the finals again, even though they've been beat up this year, and they will I think they can find a way to beat a Cleveland team. Right. LeBron is coming in as the only player on that Cleveland team with true battle experience when it comes to these playoffs, and especially in a final series. Everyone else on that team is going to be new to the playoff experience almost completely. Not everyone on that team, but the stars on the team. You're talking about this is a new big three with a Kyrie Irving and a Kevin Love along with LeBron James. Yeah. I mean, which one of those individuals have even seen a playoff series?
No, neither one of them.
LeBron.
Exactly.
LeBron.
Exactly. So when it comes to these big games, are Kevin Love going to nut up like he's done at times this year? Is Kyrie going to miss a pass? Like, there's certain things that could possibly happen with a Cleveland team that you cannot mess up with any of these Western Conference teams, especially someone like a Spurs. Or especially someone is dangerous as a Golden State, where you got Steph and Clay probably shooting lights out. These two, they've seen playoffs. They haven't seen deep playoffs, but they've seen playoffs, and they want to get to that next step. They hungry. They really, really asking for that next step.
What do you think, man? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think that everybody's brought up the exact 2 points that there are. It's either battle tested or it's fresh legs. I mean, but the thing with the NBA playoffs, it's been proven time and time again that it is a process. You go to the playoffs, you lose the first round. You go to the playoffs, you win your first one, and then you lose. You make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. You make it to the Western Conference Finals. Whatever it may be, it's a process. Jordan didn't just immediately get into the league and win 3 straight championships. He had to go and lose and go and lose. So I think that's where it comes in. Teams like the Spurs, the Thunder have been to a finals. Memphis looks like they've been through that process. Cleveland hasn't been through that process. Atlanta hadn't been through that process. The Bulls are closer, but with the injuries they have, those people, not everybody has really been through that process. I think you have to have a team ready to take the next step, having made those processes, have taken those steps, and those are the ones. That's why I think whoever comes out of the West is going to be the team that would make those strides and is going to be ready to take on the team in the East in the finals.
I still only hope that it's. I mean, the Spurs is really the only team I can see winning a championship out of the West, and the only reason why is because, like you said, that they have that experience, but they don't have that experience over one season. It's a whole 5, 6, 7 seasons over those couple of players.
Well, at the same
Against
time,
career.
Yeah, over. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, if you're not healthy, you're not healthy. And if you're not healthy, you can't play basketball. You can't play playoff
Don't
basketball.
want Kawhi to die.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, when the Thunder came in and when they were in the finals, they played a lot of 6, and I think they played 1 7-game series, but they played a lot of games, and then they played Miami and lost in 5. They were younger though, but the same thing when the Spurs played a lot of games. Well, they didn't play a lot of games. They swept a lot of people. They played 1 6-game series. Then they got to Miami and they wiped the floor with them. But maybe that was just the drive of losing the year before. I don't know.
I think even in those two cases, Miami had been through that process. They had lost in the finals the year before that, before they actually beat the Thunder and were
true.
champions. Same with the Spurs. They had lost the same last year right before they actually won. I think it's all goes back to that process.
That can all go back to him saying about wanting a younger team at fresh legs as well, because Miami had just got through a grind and beat it out series with the Pacers.
Dwayne Wade was dying like always.
Right.
All right. Now that we've all talked as much basketball as we can talk, we're going to move on to my favorite segment, the impromptu question. This is where I get to learn about all of you and get to learn a little bit more about what makes you tick. So, this week, the question is, you're in the Colosseum and about to face 100 Roman soldiers. What one handheld item from the current times do you bring to do battle with them? Vontae.
We don't get no chance to think about these questions.
Not at all.
All right, what one current item?
One item from current times, handheld, would you take back to do battle with these 100 Roman soldiers?
Glock 17. One handheld item. How many people did you say it
100.
was?
100.
100. 250 round clips. I ain't missing.
Extended bags.
I ain't missing.
All
I
right.
promise you.
Taking your aim to the next level. Viking, what about you?
What handheld? I'm gonna have to go with. Man, I really just want to be like. I don't know what you're talking about. Modern. Modern for me is a sword and shield. I'm about to take all these dudes on. But that's my initial response. But I'm gonna go with your question, and I'm going with the grenade launcher.
Grenade launcher, okay.
Solid.
All right.
That's solid.
What about you, Scootsy?
Man, Vontae's was so good.
It was great.
Extended mag,
50
getting 50 rounds. That's like what I would do. Grenade launcher. I mean, dang. If it's all in a group, 100 maybe. No, they're gonna try to get the blast. A grenade itself. Nope, gonna take 5 of them. That's it. Then you gotta face the rest by hand in hand. Yep. Glock, extended mags, 50. Maybe I can get at least close to 100. If not, I mean, maybe pick up a sword and die because it's Roman soldiers. So.
All right. What you got, Jay?
I'm gonna hope that these individuals aren't the smartest individuals. I think a grenade would suffice, because I think this would scare the shit out of people. I just blew 3 people up with a rock in their minds. This is just a rock I just threw over there. Now imagine what I do with this big ass rock. They just pick up a big ass rock and start fucking with it. Imagine what I can do with this thing. Damn, the guns thing, that was great. That was perfect.
That was so great.
Glock 17. Oh man, I'm gonna just have to go with a grenade. Hope the shrapnel takes out like 20, 30.
A
Hope
grenade
that-
launcher that holds like 8 grenades and you just thump.
Oh, you want one of those?
Yeah, no, I wasn't talking about an RPG.
Oh, I was thinking
No,
RPG.
No, we said grenade launcher. I
Oh,
thought
yeah,
it was
let
a
me
thing
get
with
the-
6
Like an
barrels.
handheld grenade
I want the-
launcher that's got the,
Yeah, I
the
want the Metal
revolver
Gear
type
Solid
cylinder,
with
and
the
I
tip,
got
yeah.
like 8 grenades,
Let's go
maybe a
with that.
couple on my waist,
Let's go with that.
and you know,
But
you
we
shoot
thinking-
one.
I
and
think
it's
all
just-
the grenade launchers, they
Handheld,
take
though.
out 2 all the
Handheld
time.
is
They don't
just
take
No,
out
no,
6.
I've seen one
What?
before. Dude, it's this
Okay,
big. You could shoot it with one hand.
A 2-hand is
It's
okay.
handheld.
It's 2 hands.
It's
okay.
handheld.
Handheld.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
not
I'm a
like
gun stick. Give me that gun.
it's not like a car.
Fuck
no,
them
no.
guns.
Yeah, it's just like this.
No,
thing.
okay, I'll take a gun. I got a gun. Let me get like, just give me a P90. Give me a P90 with a
All right,
fat
that's
ass
what's
clip.
up.
With like just 75, because I'm gonna just line some motherfuckers up 2 and 3 in one shot. P90 got some stopping power to it.
Worst comes to worst, you just gotta pistol whip them with that P90. I mean, you got like 2 dudes.
Put up the.
Worst comes to worst, the Roman soldiers have been trained for like 5 years, like they always do.
That's
All
fine.
right, I'm gonna go a little different route. I've had a little bit of time to think about this.
Yeah, you cheater.
Yep. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm not taking a weapon. I'm taking an industrial grade flashlight. I am making light. In their eyes, I am a wizard.
If this is a Coliseum,
They are breaking down, I am a wizard. And I will be their new king.
But
I made light. They don't know anything but the sun can do
if
that.
you're in a Roman Coliseum, though, it's daytime, baby. How they gonna see these?
It's nighttime in mine.
It's nighttime.
Dude, it's the nighttime
Hey,
game.
they're like
I-
cats. Like
And
light,
I'm gonna blind
light.
several people at once, and they're gonna freak out and make me their king because I created the sun.
Man,
Okay,
they
well,
don't.
since
They
these are
just end up
gladiators-
just killing you.
See, these are like gladiators, like huge
No, no.
gladiators.
They don't
They
have
said-
a
they
choice.
said-
They're gonna hurl us. They're gonna get scared and just hurl a spear at you.
I'm gonna hope they miss.
I mean,
Alright,
I'm gonna blind the emperor, and he's
and
gonna
then they
stop
just,
it!
whatever.
Everyone,
He's gonna like kill him.
You! come with me.
There's a lot of circumstances going on with that flashlight situation.
There's a lot going on with your 75 rounds of a P90.
Bro,
There's
at least I'ma
100
take-
soldiers.
I'm gonna take somebody out.
Alright. Got the best answer possible.
Okay, what you got?
I'm gonna have with me an industrial grade computer. What is he gonna do with the computer? What you don't know, this computer controls a predator drone.
Holy shit.
And I just sit there, I get to
So
a
does
safe
it
spot,
sound
type
like
out,
back then? Is
and
like what I'm
then
saying.
you ain't even, hey, don't
Hey, I mean,
don't think
it
too, you
sounded
don't think
like-
about it makes sense, alright?
And like I was thinking, hey, I was thinking light machine gun. I don't know, maybe carry
Nah,
like
but
drop.
anyways,
I mean, I'm telling you, the 2 guns, man. It's just.
But even that, you have 100 rounds.
Man, you
What
better
if you
hit
miss?
each and every one of
I'm
them.
gonna throw the
once.
gun at him.
What are you gonna do after that?
Pistol.
These are Roman
There's
soldiers.
99 of them dead. If I miss one, I'm gonna pick up something, find some shit on the ground. It's like what spears, maces. The dude gonna have he's gonna have to
maces,
walk over
gladiuses.
100 bodies to get to me anyway, or 99 bodies. So
All I think is shock,
I feel like,
shock and awe.
I feel like you should have subconsciously prepped us for this by making us watch Gladiator.
I know,
I'm
right?
just saying.
Like I get Gus's shock and awe. It's just at the end of the day, hopefully they get scared enough to piss their pants and run away. It's that I mean they're Roman soldiers, so hopefully
Well,
you don't
like
get a
this-
clump of them with a Roman centurion, and then they just barking orders like, "Hey,
Hey,
man,
no, I can tell you
they're
how you,
gonna die
how you
after
can
this.
win with and only have to kill maybe a couple soldiers.
Kill all this.
We all got guns. No, man. You get close enough, you can kill the emperor. He's out of spear range. He's not out of bullet range. You kill Julius Caesar up there, and they're all just gonna like.
Not a bad
They're
idea.
gonna bow down and worship you. Like Connor said, he blind them. Like
New
yeah.
Brutus.
The new Brutus. Oh, man.
But anyway, that was my impromptu question for the week. I hope everybody enjoyed it just as much as I did. It was a really good, entertaining way to find out how you people would kill people. So now I know, looking at the news, if someone kills somebody with a P90, I'm going to be looking at Jay. Somebody kills somebody with a Predator drone, I'm going to be looking at Viking.
Really? 'Cause
I
that
think-
happens daily. I'm just saying.
Well, it hadn't
Not
been-
me,
You
but
just never
I
hear
was
Has
about
been
it.
on
I was
news.
like,
that's true.
You just never hear about it.
So-
you got predator drones. I live with you, man.
Anyway,
Exactly.
we're going to move on to the best 5. This is the part of the show where we go around. We all select our very favorite. This week it's movie. We all select our number one favorite movie. All 5 of us, that's 5, best 5. All right, so we're going to start to my left. Vontae, what's your pick for the best 5?
Well, I'm pretty sure all my friends know
Oh,
what movie I would pick, but I'm not going. I'm gonna stay away from that. You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna pick it?
No, my serious favorite movie is Menace to Society. Cult favorite movie. Is
Wait.
my favorite.
No,
movie.
wait. Stop. That's your serious one?
You take away
no,
the line.
not. Listen real quick. Not Don't Be a Menace. Not the funny one with the Wayans brothers. I'm talking about Menace to Society with fucking Kane and Old Dog in it. Like, you gotta look up the real, where the inspiration came from for that movie. Like, the actual hood cult movie that guy could not find another
Is
role
that considered
because
a cult movie?
yes, it's like one of those cult movies that people like so much that he couldn't find another role. If he wasn't playing that gangster young person role, he could not find a role. They would not get. He got typecast from that movie.
Well,
That's
all
great.
right, Viking, what you got?
you might consider me cheating, but I don't care. Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I knew he was gonna say it.
I
I
knew
knew it.
I watched
You
it.
are
I
cheating,
watched it.
it's
I watched
awful.
it this week. All right. I
Did-
watched it 100
one
times.
question.
Over.
Did
I
you
saw
watch it
Snapchat.
in succession as one movie?
Yeah. Is there
Okay.
any other way to do it?
Okay,
Like,
then
unless I uncontrollably.
if you watch all 3 of them back to back to back without making a huge break, then I accept it as one movie.
That's 8 hours.
No,
At
Not the
least.
extended.
It's
Not the
over
extended
8 hours.
edition.
Look. I live my life the extended editions because that's the only way to live life. I don't watch that crap on TV.
Uh-huh.
Cut so much out, it ruins it. But yeah,
Well,
How
no,
long?
you're
How
talking-
long is the
editions?
extended edition?
It's like
11
four-
hours.
it's like 4 hours
It's gotta
per.
be. It's gotta be like 11 to 12 hours.
It's like
something
4
that.
hours per.
You
It's
dedicate
crazy.
an entire day.
Yeah,
and
that's a full day
I have a
when you
friend
wake
who
up
wanted
early.
to start with The Hobbit and go through all 3 of those, and then Lord
First
of the
two,
Rings.
first 2 hours.
I
HBO, and the other one's already out, so you can just.
Wow, that sounds awful. As far as having to sit through
12 hours.
nearly 24 hours.
No,
of-
it's like
getting
all-
to
basically a whole
enjoy.
day.
I understand. All right,
It's all about
Scootsy,
perspective.
what you got?
Mine is The Quiet Man with John Wayne, and that's probably the only recognizable drama movie that he's made, and maybe some people's known. It's him and Marina O'Hara, and they had one of the longest recorded fight scenes in movie history. So it's just been 2 guys just duking it out the whole time. Hilarious.
How long was the fight scene?
It was like 30 minutes.
Bro, I
It was
gotta look that up.
ridiculous.
Oh,
dude.
fight scene?
Yeah, it was ridiculous, dude. Like, it was crazy.
Longer than Ong Bak.
Like,
Oh,
man,
my
they were
fight.
fighting, fight, and then they went to a bar to get some drinks, and then 2 seconds later, fight broke out with those 2 again, and then they fought outside of the bar all the way back into like a creek. It was hilarious.
All right, what you got, Jay?
My favorite movie is a bit of an oldie, but it's still a goodie. It's called The Wood, actually.
Yeah.
It's starring Omar Epps. It's one of my favorite movies. It's just kind of like, it came out around the time like the Love and Basketball, the Soul Foods, those type of movies came out. When all those feel good movies came out, when movies didn't have to have like intense drama in it. It was kind of like a day in the life, or sort of like a Menace to Society without all the dying.
Yeah.
Without all the
I mean,
death,
pretty
you know?
much without all the bad stuff and all the drugs and the guns and people dying and stuff.
First of all,
it's-
without drugs and bad stuff, that's not a movie. That's just
Well, nowadays it ain't.
But no, The Wood is literally it's just a nice, calm, laid back day in the life of a kid from North Carolina that just moved to Compton, Los Angeles. So it was pretty good. I liked it.
All right, and then my pick is The Dark Knight. Not The Dark Knight Rises, but The Dark Knight. With Joker being Heath Ledger, Christian Bale's Batman. It is one of my favorite movies. It was, I think, the only movie, to my recollection, that I went to theaters and saw twice. I don't usually do that because that costs money and I'm notoriously cheap. But for that movie, I actually went twice. And that's why it is my favorite and it is my best 5. So let's real quick run through it, everybody. Fonte,
Menace to Society.
Viking,
Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Scooty,
The Quiet Man.
Jay,
The Wood.
and then mine is The Dark Knight. That is your best 5 for best 5 movies. Now, we are here to the final topic of the week. It is no doubt everyone's favorite topic of the week.
Oh, shit.
It is the Vontae story of the week, where he is just going to go on a tangent, go on a rant, make us all cry. No one knows what we're going to get. I'm sure it'll be a good time. Vontae, take it away.
Alright, man. And just for everyone to know, all these stories I always tell 100% true. I always have facts to back this. I always have people to back this. All this stuff actually happened. Alright, so I'm probably going to skip ahead in my life. I've been telling a lot of younger kid stories. I'm going to skip ahead to a high school story because my friend Jay brought it up to me. I think this was our senior prom. Was senior prom when we wore red? Or was that junior prom? Which one?
Junior prom.
Junior prom. Junior prom. Alright, how this thing happens, right? And this is a kind of explicit story. So I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't want to hear a lot of cussing and all this other shit, just you're gonna have to hold it anyway. You have to listen to this shit because that's how I talk. This is how I get my mind off and tell people how I feel in my stories. We was planning our junior prom. It's the first prom I had been to. I was all hype and stuff. Like, yeah, about to go to prom. Yeah. What color I'm gonna wear? Gonna wear red. Yeah, it's cool. Let's go. And I'm trying to get coordinated with people and see what colors everybody's gonna wear. I don't really remember if I had a specific date because I left her. Yeah, I probably left her somewhere.
That was the day we all went together. That was it.
Facts. All right. And that's, okay. So yeah, did not have no dates. We met chicks up at prom. I'm going to get to that part 2 later on. First off, this was the day that it was like the day after my son was born. So we all got dressed and stuff, you know. We all got dressed and we all went out together. My mom took pictures of us. Oh, y'all look so cute. And all that shit she does when she takes pictures. She's all happy. I'm like, okay, Mom, get in the Escalade. I got a red Escalade that I have rented. I had a white and red suit, a red LA fitted, I had red Jordans on, and I had a red Escalade. I was out here looking straight flamed up, and I did not give a fuck. I really didn't. I'm out here. And so we all get in the Escalade, you know what I'm saying? We ride to the hospital. And my son he's been born already. He's probably 2 days old. We go, go visit him, you know, spend this quality time with my son because at this moment I'm just becoming a dad. We have a picture of this with all me and my friends and I'm holding my son. And I drop him off. I tell them I'll be back later. I'll probably come back tomorrow. We drop them off. So instantly we go into like party mode. Turn up. We left the hospital. Turn up. I don't even know what we was listening to. Like fucking, we just blasting like Wiz and 2 Chainz and shit. And we riding out. And we was like all these chicks that we was going with. It's okay. Y'all can meet us at BJ's restaurant and whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever. We gonna meet up with y'all. I ain't paying for shit. I'm broke as fuck. So I spent all my money on a tux and a car and all this extra shit. And I got a hotel and stuff. So we ride to BJ's. We pull up and all these chicks is there and other people is there. We meet up with the homies. Hey, what up? Link up, dap up, all that shit and whatever. And I'm like picking off people's entrees and shit, like taking food off of their plates and stuff. They like, oh, y'all trying to pregame before we go to the prom? We like, yeah, that's cool. And we supposed to follow these people. But me thinking I know where I was going, I just decided to drive and like I drove into almost the middle of the fucking country. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, I know where UCO is. I know there's a back street that leads to Edmond. It's actually 164th. I know this street now because I've been back there now. At the time, when I was younger, I drove past it. So we were out in the country. We were way out, like a highway 288 out in the country. Like, we passed this abandoned-ass house that looked like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house. And I got kind of scared because we stopped and the truck kind of jittered. And I'm like, hey, if we break down right here, man, I'm about to get the fuck out of Dodge. I think at this time, I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. It's the homie Cody, RP to my nigga Cody. He in the back like, man, you don't know where you going, man. Man, you don't know where you going, man. His brother back in the back, Michael, man, you need to let somebody else drive, man. I'm like, y'all shut the fuck up. It's my car. I rent this shit. Leave me alone. And then they kept, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm at the point now that we're about 2 hours late to prom. And I'm being so stubborn. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not letting nobody drive. And I got to the point where I'm like, well, shit, if I keep being stubborn, we're literally going to get lost. And I'm going to miss my first prom. So I'm like, okay, fuck it. I let the homie Jay drive. He was in the front seat. We switched seats. He drove. We instantly get to the fucking UCO. I'm like, so all I literally had to do was make a right and just go straight down the street. But he made it. So we get up there. We literally 2 hours late, like the ultimate fashionably late. We run into UCO, run up the stairs, run past the principals and stuff. They're like, hey, y'all. I was like, yeah, fashionably late up in this bitch. Run in, kick the door, and they start playing all the shit. We came like, hey, everyone's like, hey, yeah. We came in, they started playing You're a Jerk. I start jerking the shit. Jerk, and they hit a pin drop and shit. Like, this shit, we literally start turning up for like 2 hours, and it was probably the funnest shit ever in life, and I don't understand how. But we only had 2 hours, and everybody told us the shit didn't get real until we got there, because we came like 8 deep in the Escalade. Like, we was packed in that motherfucker, man. It was crazy as hell. And after the prom, we went to the hotel, and man, the shit was crazy too. I really want to tell this part of the story, and I'm probably just going to say it anyway, because I don't give a fuck. And what happened was, we was in the hotel. I had a chick in the hotel that I was banging. That shit was crazy. And then all the homies they brought chicks. I went to go drop the car back off and come back to find out these niggas done threw a mini party in the hotel while I was gone and almost got me kicked out and me fined because they want to throw a mini party with a bunch of girls while I'm gone. All the girls left except for the 4 that was with us at first. And they let all of them leave and almost got me fined because they want to throw a mini party while I'm gone, which I still don't know all the details of that, but I know it was crazy because I almost got kicked out. And I come back in, we drinking like Henny and Alizé and Nouveau because that shit was really hot back then. Fucking, it's so stupid. Yeah. And and then all I remember really, I remember like, I'm doing these lewd acts, you know what I'm saying? And I remember waking up, and there was one chick on my side, and I roll over, and there's another chick right here staring at me, and I'm like, well, what the hell? Like, and then I don't really trip. I just lay back, and they're both laying on me, and I look up, and the homie Jay getting up, and I'm looking up, there's like another guy sleeping on the edge of the bed. There's a dude sleeping on the floor. There's another dude sleeping in a chair. It was a girl sleeping on the floor. Like, it was people sleeping everywhere. It was so random. And the story that I hear today that I heard from them was one of the homies was stupid drunk and kept messing with this chick. And he was like, hey. Come lay down here with me on the floor, such and such. Kept messing with her, and she got tired of it. So she came and hopped in the bed with me, and I'm already messing with this other chick, and you just gonna hop up here. So you just got it too. That's your fault. You hopped in the bed. That was your fault.
You got it too.
Yeah. And then the homie Jay tells me that he wake up and he don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because he's still kind of drunk and whatever. He wake up. And it's just eyeballs just staring into his soul. And it was the girl that was laying with me, and he just wake up, and all I hear is, the fuck is you staring at? And I'm like, wait, what's going on? And the bitch just staring at me, man. I was like, yo, this nigga's tripping. I don't know what's going on. I just got up and went pee. And then we went down, ate brunch at the fucking Hilton Clairview, and that's how I hopped back in the Jeep, man, and we smashed out. And there's really no moral to that story. It's probably like one of the funnest nights I ever had in my high school career, period. Because it had a lot of ups and downs, and I had a lot of memories from that. And I still got all the pictures, and everyone still has like the memories from like my friend Julius was a pimp that day, had a green suit with a green top hat, had 2 white hoes and a pimp cane, took pictures like that. It's crazy. Like, we had a DJ and shit and had the flow lighting up. Like I said, that's back when jerking was real hot and we was real hot because we made videos on this on YouTube. It's still on YouTube. And I mean, it's crazy, man. Our high school career was full of just crazy shit like that. That was one of the stories that we had a lot of fun in it. Oh man, moral of the story, really, just live your life, man. Just be spontaneous. Don't do stupid shit like I didn't get lost. Don't get lost. Don't be stubborn, but have fun as a kid, man. Shit is crazy.
So I heard the moral of the story is there's no moral of this story.
No, there's a moral. Don't be stubborn.
Don't be stubborn
And live spontaneous.
and live spontaneous.
As a kid.
So,
As a kid.
so
Okay.
three
Yeah,
sons
yeah.
is what he
Okay,
said.
so there's 3 morals. I missed all of them.
Well, no, as
That's
a kid,
on me.
being spontaneous
That's my
as a
fault.
kid is only one. I don't want people to be like, don't be like self-conscious enough to where you're like you don't want to get out and have fun with your peers. Like have fun with your peers. Just don't be stubborn or don't be all about yourself.
Now,
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's a lesson we can all take to heart. I think the moral of the story was very clear. I don't know why. So,
Light, baby.
without further ado, that was the Starting 5 Podcast, episode number 2. Make sure you go to our website. It is thestarting5podcast.wordpress.com. Comment, like, do the same on iTunes. Give us a review. Give us 5 stars because we're the greatest. So,
the greatest.
we're all going to say goodbye now. Bonte,
Holla at your koala.
Viking,
I would have taken those 100 guys on with a sword and a shield. Who am I kidding?
Scooty.
Oh man, that was ridiculous. I'm out.
Jay,
We had fun today, man. Thanks for listening.
and I'm Buckets. See you guys later.
Okay.
Get on